Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And for those who don't know, this is a holiday, I think. It's federal. I don't keep up with it. And it's called Juneteenth. And it's celebrating the official ending of slavery where all the slaves were free. Now, in January of 1865, the 13th Amendment was passed that abolished slavery in the United States. But all the slaves wasn't free at the same time. Even though slavery was abolished and they were set free, the word didn't get through to all the slaves at the same time throughout the country. They didn't have phones and, and Facebook and YouTube. So they all didn't know that they were free. So some slaves were still working as slaves. So June 19th, a general made it into Texas where the last of the slaves were and informed them that they were free. And they took off, hauled ass. Hence, Juneteenth, June 19th, the official ending of all slavery in America. But now, according to the Democrats, we still oppressed. So, obviously, some folks still think we slaves. So, all right. The Democrat Party said we still, black folk. So why y'all celebrating Juneteenth, black folks, if the Democrats say we still oppressed, we still slaves? But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to make this video while I'm still free enough to make the video. Because according to the Democrats, I'm oppressed. And and I can't do anything I want to do in America. So I need to go and make this video for massa come catch me while I'm making this video. Because the Democrats say I'm oppressed. Now, the topic of the video. I remember in the 90s, right, when I was trying to get out into the workforce, coming out of the illegal pharmaceutical street pharmacist business, I didn't have any work history other than the Marine Corps. And that had been a minute since I was out of the Marines. I had no other work history. So it's hard to get jobs when you don't have nothing to put on the application when the last time you had a job with the Marine Corps, and that was 10 years ago. They would ask, because I was going to put in applications, where you been working for the last 10 years? I draw a blank, because I hadn't. I can't say, man, I was on the block pushing them things. I couldn't say that. So I got a bright idea from some of the people on the street, homeless folks and whatnot. I told you I learned a lot from the homeless folks and addicts and folks. They said go to labor finders. They'll let you work. You work that day, get paid that day. That's how I learned about labor finders. Y'all know about labor finders, right? The work thing, day labor, what we call it, depending on where you're from. Labor finders, Labor 2000. I forgot the other ones, but I knew all of them. I had a card at all of them. And you go in that morning like 4 o'clock in the morning. You sit around, wait for them to call your name for a job, and you go work. You work your 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever you do, you get paid that day. So I would do that, and I was building work history at the same time. And plus, I had to wait till the end of the week to get paid, so that was even great. So now, I would go to labor finders, and it would mostly be construction jobs or physical labor jobs, shipyard jobs, that type of black jobs. Some of y'all know where I'm going, because it might be in the title, I don't know. But I would go to labor finders, and they would send me out on these jobs, on construction sites, building buildings. I participated in, I even learned how to be a carpenter's helper at labor finders, electrician helper at labor finders. Learned a few skills at labor finders. All me. So we got, like in Mobile, Alabama, out here at South Alabama University or South Alabama College, they got what you call the Mitchell Center. It's their sports complex, where they play basketball games and stuff. I built that. I was part of the building of that from the ground up through labor finders. And I've done construction sites, construction jobs all over the South, right here, Mobile and different areas. And I look at the construction business now compared to then, and it looks totally different. When I was doing construction, I noticed something. It was the majority black on the construction sites, mixed in with a few white people. The white people were always just supervisors and the foremen and the head lead carpenter. But the majority of the real work were black folks. Every site I went to, what Trump called black jobs, carpenters, electricians, the plumbers, the sheetrock people, the wiring the people, the everything was black. If I had to do a percentage, I would say 80% black, 20% white. Every construction site, every labor, every electrical, everything I ever did, 80% black, 20% white. And it was like that for a long time. Fast forward to today, you can't go to a construction site nowhere and see anybody black out there. Very few white. The white is, again, they still got their position, supervisor. All the workers, no matter what it is, I'm going to go back to the past. I just remember something else. Roofing. I did a lot of roofing work. I even worked for a roofing company, Thomas Roofing, I forgot the name of it. Black-owned roofing company. And every job I went to, roofing, all black. Black jobs. Y'all heard that term somewhere before? Black jobs. See, I'm a beneficiary of working on black jobs. Because the majority of the jobs that I could get was construction, roofing, labor, shovel, you name it. Those were jobs that black people were more accustomed to doing. Was it fair? I ain't got nothing to do with that. I know I got paid. I was able to make a living. I was able to provide for myself. I didn't give a damn about that other shit. Those were jobs that if we needed a job, we knew for sure we can go get those jobs. Whether it was discrimination, racism, whatever, we knew as black people, especially black men, we knew of some job that was held just for us. And we can go get those jobs. We called them black jobs. Roofing, construction, you name it. Restaurants, the hotel business. Fast forward to today, you don't see black folks hardly doing none of those jobs no more. In the words of President Trump, they came and took your black jobs. Who are they, Big Ward? You know who they are. Because now you can't go to a construction site nowhere and not see nothing but immigrants, whether they're legal or not. And I was going to film a little site yesterday by my house. It was a crew of them, about 20 of them out there, all Mexican. or I don't know, they're Mexico immigrants. And white folks, check this out. Now they're taking white jobs too. Because the supervisor, the foreman, was Mexican. They started out taking black jobs. Now they're taking white jobs. You know the supervisor job, the foreman job, the guy on the backhoe. When I used to be on the construction sites, the white guy would always be on the backhoe, the equipment. They had to, they could just sit in the AC and work the little while we out there with the shovels, the black folks out there doing all the labor. The white guy would be with the white hats, the white hard hat, the foremen, and what have you, supervisors. Now the illegals, the Hispanics or whatever you want to call them, I don't know if they're illegal, whatever, they're getting the supervisor jobs too now. It was a whole crew of immigrants, and even the supervisor and the foreman was immigrants. Wasn't no white folks or black folks on this job that I saw here by my house. How befitting that on Juneteenth, the celebration of the end of slavery in America, we got people coming over here taking black jobs. How convenient. To those of you who were outraged in an uproar because Trump said they're taking black jobs, I was one of the first, if not the only one on YouTube saying they are taking black jobs. When you bougie, uppity folks, what is a black job? What is a black job? That's racist. That's discrimination for him to say that. Ain't no such thing as black jobs. Yes, it is. And I'm black, and I did many of black jobs. Now that we're not getting those jobs, I bet your ass know what a black job is now. If you didn't know then what a black job is, now that we're not getting them anymore, now that we're not on those jobs anymore, I bet you know what a black job is now. With your smart ass Democrat. What is a black job? Those jobs we can't get no more because the immigrants that took them. Those jobs. The job that we used to do that we can't get no more. Those jobs. The black jobs. Were the formerly known as black jobs. Because they ain't black jobs no more. They're not even American jobs. All immigrants. They doing the work y'all don't want to do. Bullshit. They doing the work we don't want to do for $5 an hour. That's what they doing. They're not doing the work we don't want to do because we were doing that work before they came here. Before they took over, we were doing that work. You couldn't go to a construction site nowhere and not be full of black folks and a handful of white folks. You couldn't go and not see that. That's what you were going to see once upon a time in America. Construction sites and whatever, full of black folks. In a job with a shovel in the hand, black. Hard work, but we built for it and it paid good. And it was consistent and steady. And we did that shit. Out there laying asphalt, road work, black folks. I worked at an asphalt company, Mobile Asphalt in Mobile, with a truck driver. Black folks, not anymore. All this stuff you see them doing now, that's what we did. They don't need us no more. Because we want $15 an hour. And the immigrant will do it for $5. That's the problem. That's the black jobs Mr. Trump was talking about. And you can sit up here with your head in your ass all you want to, acting like you still don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of black men out of work right now because they took the black jobs. But there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Because I have a good friend of mine that works over at the halfway house. You know, the halfway house is where when federal prisoners, whatever, get ready to get out of prison, before they come straight home, they introduce them back into society. They call it the halfway house. And since President Trump been booting their ass up out of here, them immigrants, I told y'all about the job site I passed by there. I seen them scattering their border patrols at their ass. Since President Trump been booting their ass up out of here, the more they leave, guess what else I saw? And guess what else John told me about where he work at? Because he work at the halfway house with the federal prisoners. He in the probation, whatever, parole thing. We got some good paying $30 an hour jobs here in my area. ThyssenKrupp and these steel mills, these plants, these chemical plants that wouldn't hire you if you had a criminal record and stuff like that. The hiring was strict. They were hard on you. You couldn't get a job up there. Well, guess what's going on now, ladies and gentlemen? My friend John told me they hiring them boys left and right now. Black guys with records because they done ran all them goddamn illegals out of here. And they need workers. So guess who they hiring? Guess who they done relaxed the stipulations on hiring from? Jobs that they once wouldn't hire you, now they hiring people getting out of prison. Black guys. 24, 25, $30 an hour. Because they got to pay Americans. They weren't paying the immigrants that, but Trump, they not. See, I told you, they down here, I'm in the red state. They not bucking against ICE. They working with ICE. Our sheriff and law enforcement, they working with ICE. So they getting their ass up out of here. And that's leaving a lot of job openings. And guess who getting those jobs? Black folks. Right down here in Mobile, Alabama. Right now. Job that we couldn't get a few months ago, a couple of years ago, full of immigrants. Now that Trump running their ass up out of here, I heard them from the horse's mouth. A man that works in the federal prison system that's helping the prisoners transition from prison back to society in what you call federal halfway house or / work release. They can go to work in the real world. They getting them jobs, $25 an hour, while they in prison, that they once couldn't get. Now these people are hiring them. ThyssenKrupp and other places, they hiring them now. Because the immigrants gone, and that's leaving a demand for workers. And guess who getting those jobs? Black people. Thank you, President Trump, for bringing back the black job. Get it, got it good. Bye.